8051 మైక్రోకంట్రోలర్లో అడ్రసింగ్ మోడ్స్, మెమరీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ గురించి చూద్దాము. ఇప్పుడు అడ్రసింగ్ మోడ్ అంటే ద మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ స్పెసిఫైయింగ్ ది డేటా టు బి ఆపరేటెడ్ బై ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అడ్రసింగ్ మోడ్. The technique of specifying the address of data is known as addressing mode. 8051 microcontroller has 6 addressing modes: immediate addressing mode, register addressing mode, direct addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode, indexed addressing mode, implied addressing mode. These are the 6 types. దీంట్లో ఇమీడియట్ అడ్రసింగ్ మోడ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ వచ్చేసి మూవ్ A/0AH, ఇక్కడ లోడ్ 0A ఇంటూ అక్యూములేటర్. రిజిస్టర్ అడ్రసింగ్ మోడ్ మూవ్ A/R5, కాపీ ది కంటెంట్ ఆఫ్ R5 ఇంటూ అక్యూములేటర్. Direct addressing mode move R to 45H, copy the content of RAM location 45H in R2. Register indirect addressing mode move A@R0, move content of RAM location whose address is held by R0 into A. Indexed addressing mode move CA@A plus DPTR, copy the code byte found at the ROM address formed by adding accumulator and DPTR to A. Implied addressing mode RLA, RRA, RLC, RRC. Impressing addressing mode లో ఫోర్ టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి. RLA, RRA, RLC, RLC అని చెప్పాను కదా. RLA మీన్స్ రొటేట్ లెఫ్ట్ అక్యూములేటర్. ద కంటెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది అక్యూములేటర్ ఈస్ రొటేటెడ్ లెఫ్ట్ బై 1 bit. నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ రొటేట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 8. క్యారీ ఈస్ నాట్ ప్రజెంట్. రొటేట్ రైట్ అక్యూములేటర్. ద కంటెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద అక్యూములేటర్ ఈస్ రొటేటెడ్ రైట్ బై 1 bit. ఇక్కడ కూడా క్యారీ అనేది ఉండదు. రొటేట్ లెఫ్ట్ త్రో క్యారీ. ద కంటెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది అక్యూములేటర్ అలాంగ్ విత్ క్యారీ ఈస్ రొటేటెడ్ లెఫ్ట్ బై 1 bit. క్యారీ ఫ్లాగ్ ఈస్ అఫెక్టెడ్. ఇక్కడ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ రొటేట్ ఈస్ 9. రొటేట్ రైట్ త్రూ క్యారీ. ద కంటెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది అక్యూములేటర్ అలాంగ్ విత్ క్యారీ ఈస్ రొటేటెడ్ బై 1 bit. క్యారీ ఫ్లాగ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో అఫెక్టెడ్. ఇక్కడ కదా నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బిట్స్ రొటేట్ ఈక్వల్ టు 9. రొటేట్ రైట్ త్రూ క్యారీ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఈస్ ఐడెంటికల్ టు ఎగ్జిక్యూటింగ్ RRA and RLA 4 times. Data pointer is a 16-bit register used for addressing external and code memory. Indexed addressing mode is used to access code memory. Implied addressing mode is instructions do not contain any operand. Accumulator is the main register for most operations. Swap instruction. Divisible AB instruction is used to perform unsigned division in 8051 microcontroller. Swap A. After the execution of the instruction, higher nibble D7 to D4 of accumulator is exchanged with lower nibble D3 to D0 of accumulator. D7 to D4 వచ్చేసి exchange with D3 to D0. Memory organization. 8051 microcontroller has 4 KB of internal program memory, that is ROM. 8051 microcontroller address range of external memory is 0000H to 0FFFH. It is 64 KB. It contains 180 bytes special function register, which address range is 80H to FFH. This microcontroller has 180 bytes of internal RAM, which is divided into working registers. Working registers 00H to 1FH. 8051 uses 8 general purpose registers: R0, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7. There are 4 such register banks. It consists of 32 registers. Total memory size of register bank is 32 bytes. Selection of register bank can be done through RS1, RS0 bits of PSW. On reset, the default register bank 0 will be selected. There are 4 banks: bank 0, 00H to 07H, bank 1, 08H to 0FH, bank 2, 10H to 10H to 17H, bank 3, 18H to 1FH. Bit addressable RAM 20H to 2FH. 8051 microcontroller have 16 bytes of bit addressable memory. The bit addressable area of the RAM is just 16 bytes of internal RAM located between 20H and 2FH. This is where individual memory bits in internal RAM can be set or cleared. In all, there are 180 bits numbered 00H to 7FH. 8051 microcontroller have 188 KB external memory, where 64 KB bytes of external RAM and 64 KB bytes of external ROM. General purpose RAM 30H to 7FH. In 8051 microcontroller is 80 bytes of internal RAM memory are available for general purpose data storage. Users should take care while using memory locations from 00H to 2FH, since these locations are also the default register space, stack space, and bit addressable space. It is a good practice to use general purpose memory from 30H to 7FH. 8051 interrupt structures. External interrupts. External interrupts వచ్చేసి external interrupt 0, external interrupt 1. Vector address is 003H to 0013H. External interrupt 0 value వచ్చేసి highest priority. Timer 0 interrupt is internal, 00BH is the vector address. Timer 1 interrupt is internal, 001BH. Serial interrupts RIRTA internal, 023H. Priority is lowest. (8051) has 5 interrupts. They are maskable and vector interrupts. Out of the 5, 2 are external interrupts and 3 are internal interrupts. Timer and counters. 8051 microcontroller has 16-bit timer or counter and 1 serial port. Timer always incremented by the microcontroller. Counters or timers are generally used for time reference, creating delay, waveform generation, periodic interrupt generation. The maximum internal clock frequency equal to 12 MHz. (8051) uses 2 registers, IE register, IP register. IE register is a 8-bit register used for enabling or disabling the interrupts. Its physical address is A8H. If EA equal to 0, interrupt is disabled. EA equal to 1, interrupt is enabled. IP register. It is also an 8-bit register used for setting the priority of the interrupts. Physical address is B8H. Bit is 0, interrupt lower priority. Bit is 1, interrupt higher priority. (8051) microcontroller, timers, serial communications and important ICs. Time taken by n machine cycles formula is time equal to 12 into n by crystal frequency, where n is number of machine cycles. 2 timers in 8051 share 2 SFRs which control the timers. Each timer also has 2 SFRs dedicated solely to itself. Timer related SFRs is TCON, TMOD. TCON means timer or counter control register. TMOD is timer or counter mode operations. SFR address is 88H, 89H. Timer modes. 4 different modes. Timer mode 0. It is used as 13-bit up counter. Lower 5 bits of TLX and 8 bits of THX are used for 13-bit count. Timer mode 1. Similar to timer mode 0, except the timer operates in 16 bits mode. It is used for UART, means serial data transmission. Timer mode 2. It is 18-bit counter or timer operation, counting in TLX while THX stores a constant value. Allowed in auto reload mode. Used in applications like fixed time sampling. Counts from 50H to 55H. After FFH, 50H is reloaded. Timer mode 3. Timer 1 in mode 3 simply holds its counters. Affects same as setting TR1 equal to 0. Timer 0 in mode 3 establishes TL0 and TH0 as 2 separate counters. Input and output both are latched in mode 1 and mode 2. 8255 has a 24 input-output pins which can be grouped in 3 parallel ports. 8255 mode 2 is known as bidirectional bus mode. 8255 mode 1, mode 2 are require handshaking signals. Standard EVRT mode, it is mode 1 for serial data communication in 8051 microcontroller. The operation for mode 3 is split timer mode. BSR, bit select register mode. It is active low input used to select the individual bit of port C. The value of the timer mode 0 1 FFFH mode 1, FFFH mode 2 00 FFH 8051 serial communication. It supports the full duplex serial port. 3 special function registers support serial communication. SBUF register, serial buffer register, is an 8-bit register. Separate serial buffer register for data transmission and for data reception through TXD and RXD pin. It is a parallel in serial out register. SCON register is a serial port used for controlling the operation. Physical address is 98H. It contains mode selection bits, serial port interrupts, and also 9th data bits for transmission and reception. PCON register. The SMOD bit of PCON register control the baud rate in PCON register. The SMOD bit of PCON register control the baud rate in asynchronous mode transmission. PCON or power control register, as the name suggested, it is used to control the 8051 microcontroller's power mode. It is located at 87H of the SFR memory space. Bit addressable registers, PSW, accumulator, B, P0, P1, P2, IP, SCON, TCON. Byte addressable registers is TMOD, PCON, SBUF, SP, TH0, TH1, TL0, TL1. The 8051 has 5 interrupts, IE and IP registers. We discussed in previous paper. Some important microcontrollers. Intel 8155. It includes 256 bytes of read or write memory, that is RAM, 3 input-output ports and 16-bit timer. Intel 8257. Intel 8257 DMA controller chip is a 40-pin programmable integrated circuit. The DMA controller chip 8257 works in 2 modes, slave mode and master mode. Intel 8259. It is designed for the 8085 and Intel 8086 microprocessor. It combines multiple interrupt input source into a single interrupt output to the host microprocessor. Intel 8272 floppy disk controller interface IC to connect a floppy disk system to a microprocessor. Intel 8275 is programmable CRT controller. Single chip device used to interface CRT. Faster scan display with the microcomputer. Intel 8279. Keyboard or display controller for interfacing keyboard and display device to Intel 8085, 8086 and 8088 microprocessor. AVR microcontroller. It was manufactured by Atmel Corporation in 1996. Architecture developed by Alf Egil Bogen and Vegard Wollen. Name taken from its developer Alf Egil Bogen and Vegard Wollen. RISC microcontroller. It is the first microcontroller based on AVR architecture in 1890S8515, but the first commercial microcontroller was 1890S1200. It is a 8-bit RISC single-chip microcontroller based on a modified Harvard architecture. Applications of AVR is embedded systems, automated and electronic devices, industrial plants, control system, consumer electronics such as remote control, power tools and medical devices.